with a group called Spending Revolt. It came out of the healthcare fight, hands off my healthcare, and I have to acknowledge a colleague of mine, Eric Telford, he's such a little fella back there. He's one of our coalition partners, and Penny Nance. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And that's what Spending Revolt is about. We put together a coalition. We started with 4 main cornerstone partners, which was Americans for Prosperity, Concerned Women for America, 60 Plus, and Citizens Against Government Waste. And we said after healthcare, there's so much energy out there. You felt it. If you were here on the Capitol that March weekend when the House voted, you know just the raw kinetic energy that was out there. And also, like so many people, I remember being so depressed that day. I had spent so much time, and I thought, this is it. This is it. How could they do that? And thank you to the people that are putting this all together. They recognized that this energy needed to be harnessed. The one piece of health care that we never could quite get our head around was the true cost. And if we look at every other problem that was plaguing our nation, it always came back to a spending problem, not a revenue issue. I so believe in the free market system and the incredible entrepreneurial vibrancy of this nation that I think we know how to get ourselves up, but we've got to stop spending, or as Mr. Santilli would say, stop spending, stop spending, stop spending, which I really kind of like that, you know? So, at Right Online, we launched a bus called Spending Revolt, and you have a schedule here in front of you where we're going to be, and I'm going to invite you all in a few minutes to join us. And then this is just one of our, some of our pieces that we hand out. This one on Spending Revolt, rate of government spending, and spendingrevolt.com is the website. We're lots of factoids there that are kind of fun. There's also a spending clock on there. And this is, for all of you high-tech people, this is so funny. Eric Telford is probably going to say right now, Pam has not one clue what she's saying, and this is true. I'm going to tell you right now, I am going to be telling you something I know nothing about. This is a QR code. I don't even know what that means, but I have heard that magically, if you put this up to your iPhone, or maybe if you put it on your forehead, like incredible things happen, and our website pops up. Anyway, I so admire all of you that know that stuff, but this is also your free pass to come join us on the bus. And I want to say I would love to have you all ride along, blog with us. We're in Virginia. I'm going to let Penny talk about that in just a minute. We would love to have you there. We would love to have you come along. I started, as I said, with Eric and Right Online, where we launched the bus and went to, believe it or not, California. Not normally considered the bastion of anything conservative, and most of the time on the right side of the aisle, we always leave them out in our politicking. But this year we knew it was different, and so we started there, went down to Alec, went to a tea party with all doctors and physicians joining the health care and the spending issue. Went across the country, and now we're over here on the East Coast. But one of the things that I was adamant about is we keep hearing a lot about SOCOs, social conservatives, and FISCOs, fiscal conservatives, and when are we ever going to get together? Well, I said, let's try it in Spending Revolt. And so that's when we turned to Penny Nance and Concerned Women for America. And I said, Penny, a lot of people aren't going to believe this. There are a lot of libertarians that say we should never talk about social issues. It ought to be all spending. But I believe, also being a social conservative as well as a fiscal conservative, that that's also a moral issue. Happens to be part of the Big Ten. Thou shalt not steal. It's stealing. I mean, that's what this government debt is. It's stealing.
How has media coverage been on the federal spending issue?
Well, how's the media coverage on most any issue? You know, it's never like the truth gets in the way. You know, and I know I'm putting everybody in a bucket. There's sometimes good stories. I think the thing about federal spending is it is in such a snowball that they can no longer ignore it. So I do think they're starting to even see the words that we've been using, bankrupting America, revolt. You're starting to see that seep in, but boy, it's taken them a long time to come along. I know on the Spending Revolt tour, it's interesting to me that often rather than covering
the issues, they'll want to cover the atmospherics. And I get the whole color issue. You know, you want to talk about the bus or the people that are around it or the size of the crowd. But getting to the real heart of the matter is difficult. A lot of journalists aren't business savvy. You know, they've never run a business, never signed the front side of a check. So sometimes those issues are harder for them. But you know what, this is an issue that is so pervasive right now. I think that they should be picking up on it. And I would say, overall, I think I've seen a little pickup in it, but I still think those of us that are watchdogs of this need to really be holding their feet to the fire.
Is there anything you wish the media would be more proactive about covering?
Yeah, I think that the most important thing is they need to ask the same question that we as the citizenry is asking right now. Anytime a government project or a new program is brought up, it needs to be, how do we pay for it? How do we pay for it? And what about the hard choices we'll have to make? I'd love to see them do that. I'd love to see them do a story sometime where they really talk about reforming entitlement spending. What would that mean besides going out and just interviewing a bunch of people over 65 and saying your Social Security is going to be cut? So I think it's important that they actually look at the whole breadth of the issue rather than just focus on the easy kind of bumper sticker areas of journalism.